In 2025, global humanoid robots shipments crossed 13,000 units. That same year, BYD, China's largest EV maker, cut nearly 100,000 factory jobs. Automation was winning, as expected. But the company deploying humanoid robots most aggressively on Earth did something nobody predicted. Tesla didn't cut jobs, it went on a hiring spree for a role that shouldn't exist inside an automated factory. If robots exist to replace humans, why is the most automated company alive inventing a job that never existed before? The answer isn't in Tesla's Gigafactory. It's buried in Chinese hiring data that Western headlines never mentioned. Here's a number that breaks the mask being mask theory before it even starts. In the first 5 months of 2025, robotics-related hiring in China, the country producing the majority of the world's humanoid robots, jumped over 400%. This isn't one billionaire's publicity stunt. It's an industrial scale pattern. And this is where it stops making sense. You'd expect the fastest growing job to be factory floor assembly, the exact roles robots are supposed to replace, but they're not. 62% of new robotics hires sit in R&D, testing, and a category simply called data collection. JD.com, think of it as China's Amazon, is racing to hire 10,000 robot maintenance technicians over the next 3 years. Meanwhile, entire facilities are being constructed for one purpose only: recording how humans move. Machines are eliminating line workers. At the same time, they are pulling technical and data talent in at a faster rate than factories are losing them. Both are true, simultaneously. So, what does a data collection operator actually do all day? Let's go back to that $48 per hour Tesla role. The job isn't sitting at a computer. It isn't standing on the assembly line. It's a person in a full motion capture suit and a VR headset walking through a simulated warehouse for 7 hours straight, picking up irregularly shipped items and reacting when the lights suddenly dims. Every one of those ordinary human movements gets converted into spatial data and fed directly into the robot's neural network. Tesla Optimus didn't eliminate humans. It turned them into something closer to a soul coach for the machine. And that exposed the industry quite uncomfortable secret. Robots have become nearly free at handling routine and predictable tasks. But the moment something unfamiliar appears, a part it's never seen, a shadow crossing the floor, an object sitting at a strange angle, then its intelligence collapses to zero. The real bottleneck in robotics isn't building machines fast enough, it's teaching them fast enough. Which leads us to a critical economic question. If teaching robots consume this much human labor, shouldn't rising coaching costs eventually crush the business case? Yet, every major robotics companies, from Shenzhen in China to Fremont in the US, admits both are happening at once. Jobs disappearing, and jobs appearing faster than they can fill them. But some of this hiring surge could reflect short-term project spikes rather than a permanent shift. And the scale and consistency across 2 different countries points to somewhere structural. This explanation lives in a pattern almost nobody talks about. Honestly, there was one specific formula that completely baffled me until I sat down and actually dug into the truth behind it. Because the answer isn't a secret, it's a pattern hiding in plain sight, and you can test it in the next 30 seconds. Try this math yourself first. A robot cuts the cost of a task by 90%. Your instinct is probably the industry needs 90% fewer people to do the same task. That logic sounds airtight, but it's wrong. And why it's wrong is the whole story. When something gets that cheaper, people don't do the same amount of it for less money. They do more of it in places that could never afford it before. The total volume of that work doesn't shrink. It multiplies, sometimes 10 times over, sometimes 100. Here's the twist. Even if a robot handles 95% of that now massive workload flawlessly, the leftover 5%, the strange, unpredictable cases, still need a human. It can add up to more people than the entire workforce that existed before automation arrived. In fact, there's a famous name in economics for this: Jevons Paradox. Automation doesn't just remove the easy 95%. It scales the hard 5% until it's bigger than the original job market ever was. Here's what should really surprise you. This already happened once in an industry you use every day, and almost nobody connected them. But first, this isn't a story where every job is safe. Work built entirely around routine, repeatable motion. The kind of machine learns once and repeats forever is definitely at risk. And some of it disappears for good. The multiplier doesn't rescue that kind of category. It creates a different one. Which industry already proved this? Self-driving cars. Automating 99% of ordinary driving didn't erase driving jobs. Fleets scaled up 100 times over, and that remaining 1% of unpredictable moments multiplied into thousands of remote safety and data labeling roles. The World Economic Forum projects 92 million jobs erased by 2030, with 170 million created. That's 78 million net increase. That number still has a real cost. Millions pushed into work unrecognizable from what they did before. In humanoid robotics, the ratio is direct. Every 10 to 20 robots needs one full-time technician. Multiply that by the millions of units projected by 2035. Some jobs really will disappear. Naturally, you'd assume the safe move is learning to code or learning robotics engineering. That's not what the data tells. The safest position in this economy might be much simpler and less technical than you would expect. Being the person who decides where the robot's work ends and where humans' work begins. And watch how this actually plays out in order. Before a robot ever starts working, somebody has to break a complex job down into pieces simple enough for a machine to handle at all. Without that person, the robot never even gets deployed. Once it's running, a second problem appears immediately. Who decides task by task? What the robot handles alone versus what gets kicked up to human? Someone has to make that call constantly. Then, one thing, a third and quiet problem shows up. Does the robot's original training, the movement data it learned from, still matching the reality as conditions shift? Someone has to keep tracking. 3 separate problems, 3 roles nobody had a title 3 years ago. All 3 are hiring aggressively right now. In Fremont, the US, in Shenzhen, China, in warehouses most people will never heard of. What's common across all 3? None of them require knowing how to build a robot. All 3 require knowing where a robot's competence should stop. That's the actual skill this economy is paying for now. Not the physical label, but the judgment call standing between the machine and the mass it can't yet handle. We started with the question, why is the most automated company on Earth hiring more humans? Now you know, and this pattern is coming for far more than robotics. So here's my real question. In your current job, what's the one task a machine could never fully take over? The part that still needs a human judgment call. If you think this video is insightful, I've picked 2 more for you. They are on the screen. Worth your time. I'm Justin, helping you stay ahead of the tech curve. Please subscribe, and I will see you next week.